what I kind of wanted to talk about before we really get going, there's four important sort of considerations or comments about E-2 that I want investors to keep in mind as they listen in on this webinar and on YouTube and as you go through the E-2 process. The first is that immigration attorneys don't provide financial and investment advice. That's why you talk to Patrick, is to educate yourself and to help understand, hey, is this actually a good investment decision to make? My job is to prepare and file the application, to get you ready for that super important consular interview, and to make sure that the process of moving here is quicker. But as Patrick alluded to, running a business in a new country is a lot easier said than done. And so you want to make sure that you guys are informed about what you can do and how it's going to actually succeed before you make that investment. And I guess the other couple comments that I wanted to make are, when it comes to E-2, consular officers have a fair amount of discretion when reviewing these applications and making determinations about eligibility. And it's possible that the same case could have a different result if you're dealing with a different officer or potentially a different consulate. And, we generally like to prepare our clients for all of the possibilities that could happen, and so that they feel confident in answering any questions that may come up during that interview process. Because when you are at that interview, they are looking at your answers just as much as they're looking at the paper application. So that's one thing that I want to say. We're talking about timing with E-2. And as I mentioned at the top, it's a moving target. These are not static timeframes. Every day, there are emails from immigration attorneys on these listservs saying, hey, I have a client who is applying in Buenos Aires. What's the current processing time today? Hey, I got a client applying in Copenhagen. What's it look like today? And depending on capacity and workload and what priorities that the consulate has, those can change over time. And the last thing, the general comment that I want to say is, and I wrote this on LinkedIn, is that no immigration attorney can pour a secret sauce on your case to get the petition in front of an officer quicker or to get an adjudication faster. It's one of those things where we work to put the best case together. And like many things in immigration, you have to keep the faith that everything is going to work out for those if you follow the rules. Those are the sort of the general comments that I wanted to make.